Hey, it's not Erica, and welcome to another vlog. For this trip, my boyfriend Alex and I met up in Portland, Oregon to celebrate his 30th birthday. He's been living in Nashville for many years now, but he grew up in Portland and his family and friends are still there, so it was a fitting location to celebrate this milestone birthday. As a Californian, I will admit I'm not the biggest fan of the gloomy weather in the Pacific Northwest, but I've come to appreciate the abundance of nature up there and the quirky culture and people that keep Portland weird in a good way. Our main event we had planned for this trip was camping. So, after picking me up from the airport and grabbing food, we went straight to H Mart to get some groceries for camp cooking. Back at home, we were greeted by two crusty white dogs, as is commonplace in Korean households. This is Nana, Alex's family dog and the favorite child. And this is a family friend's dog that Alex's parents were taking care of while his family was out of town.
벌써 들어갈래? Oh my god.
Alex is always itching to play tennis even while on vacation, so he brought his freaking tennis racket from Nashville to play with a friend. I wanted to go watch, but it was so hot that I had to bring an arsenal of sun and heat protection with me. When we got back, Alex's parents were already making the final preparations for his early birthday dinner. We had a bunch of Alex's friends that were in town come over in addition to the family friends' parents, who are basically like his aunts and uncles at this point.
Happy birthday, Alex!
When I was young, my parents didn't really have friends and we didn't have a lot of close family in the States, so we had very little interactions with other families. So when I started hanging out with Alex's family and friends in Portland, who always throw parties together for every occasion and go traveling together, it was like a whole new world for me. But I love how close-knit they are and how much fun they have, and I'm so grateful to be included. And of course, we ended the night with a wild norebang sesh.
Yeah!
Play with it a little bit. Everyone ready to get fired up for that?
The next morning, we repacked our bags to head out for camping. While picking up some bang from TLJ, we stumbled across this farmer's market and decided to take a look and grab some brunch before we hit the road. Every Portland farmer's market I've been to has been elite, with so many interesting things to browse through, and this one was no different. We actually ended up having to go back to Alex's parents' house because we forgot our sleeping bags, and then had to stop at two different grocery stores because we kept forgetting to buy stuff. I feel like there's always something that you forget to pack when camping, but this was a little excessive. We were probably just not fully recovered from the festivities from the night before. Despite the delays, we were finally en route to our destination of Long Beach, Washington. After 2 hours of gorgeous PNW views, we finally made it to Snow Peak Campfield. This campsite is not super remote and more of a pricey glamping type situation than the average campground. The tent was already set up for us, and our rented cookware and other equipment was ready for us to use. And of course, everything is from Snow Peak, which is a Japanese outdoors brand. This place also comes with large sinks for dishwashing, spacious and clean private bathroom stalls, and even showers, which is so rare to have while camping. After unpacking, we headed over to the camp store. Here you can buy everything from firewood to Snow Peak gear to Snow Peak clothing and food supplies. Why are you violating the lamp?
I'm trying to figure out how to turn it on.
There's even a cafe where you can order drinks and hot foods. I know seasoned campers would probably turn their noses up at a campsite like this, but for people like us with no gear visiting from out of state, it was a great option to have a camping experience without having to buy a whole bunch of equipment. We picked up some firewood and headed back to our site to start cooking dinner. I don't know if this is a Korean thing, but for our families, one of the main events during camping is cooking and eating. Even if you're making and eating the same thing that you would at home, food just hits different while camping.
I love the spoon. The shape of the spoon.
One of the main amenities Snow Peak Campfield has to offer is the Japanese-style spa on site. You have to make time slot reservations ahead of time so the facilities don't get too crowded, and there are adults-only slots available as well, which we love. There's a hot soaking tub, a sauna, and a cold plunge pool, in addition to more clean showers. After soaking away the remnants of Alex's 20s, we had some campfire time. We were both so bad at starting fires, but I was determined to become an expert after this trip. So after watching some YouTube videos, we had enough of a fire to make s'mores and end the night with some yapping. The next day was Alex's birthday, and we started the morning off with some tranquil spa time. Then we walked over to the camp store to pick up some morning caffeine.
You look like a DJ. Let him cook.
After lunch, we drove out to the nearby state park for some hiking. And y'all, this park's name is Cape Disappointment. But the only disappointment is that there is a Waikiki beach here that is not the one in Hawaii. This trail was not very precarious, but it was very steep, and I foolishly wore a thick sweater thinking that 60 degrees and cloudy was going to be cold, so I was sweating. Nevertheless, we were blessed with some gorgeous views.
It's your house.
After touching some grass, we decided to explore the small town of Long Beach, where we happened upon this weird museum/souvenir store. There were so many weird, creepy things in here. I literally felt like I got cursed and my stomach started to feel weird in here.
What is this?
Jake the alligator man.
So naturally, I thought it would be a great idea to soothe my lactose intolerant tummy with some ice cream. Good thing there are clean private bathrooms at the camp.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Get through all of these cards before we can play these cards.
Hell yeah. Are you ready to be an idiot? You ready to be an idiot? There's a bomb! Who's the idiot? Right here.
Look at my bottom card. I would have been screwed anyways.
We lost our chance to lose.
For dinner, we rented this takibi grill for a day so we could cook some skewers. These were so overwhelming to make and cook, and we had some burnt casualties, but they were so delicious and so worth the overstimulation. By this second night, I was a log cabin configuration campfire aficionado, so we kept the fire going well into the night to illuminate our late night yapping. We ended the night reminiscing about our 20s and manifesting our goals for our 30s together. We decided to forego our morning spa reservation on our final day to prioritize a little extra sleep. So after a quick morning kopramyeon, we packed our things and said goodbye to Snow Peak Campfield. Bye-bye to the tent. We crossed over the bridge back into Oregon and made a quick pit stop in Astoria.
I sucked a berry and I couldn't drink it. You can walk down there or right there.
It's not focusing.
Then we were back on the road for Portland. The GPS took us through this super windy road, so I slept or just kept my eyes closed for most of the drive to avoid getting motion sickness, which I am very prone to. But we made it back home in one piece. Our final morning, we said our goodbyes to Alex's parents and headed over to the lovely PDX. Alex's flight left a little before mine, so we said goodbye at his gate before I headed over to my own. This was such a healing trip for both of us, and I'm so glad that Alex got to celebrate his birthday with his family and friends back at home. This trip also reignited my yearning for the outdoors, and I hope once we aren't long distance anymore, we can get our own camping gear and go on many more excursions together. Well, that is it for this vlog, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!